Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Bavarian, this is Crusader Kings 3, and we return here in Basque. We return here into a fairly lucky dynasty, because ultimately my characters have not just been flawed, they have made outright massive mistakes, and yet we have always been saved by our women. And we've mentioned that a number of times by now, I think, that they have played a significant role. In particular, of course, my mother, Condessa Catalina Garcias. Somebody pointed out, hey, wait a minute, we just handed out Armagnac, and that is one of the titles that your mother really fought hard for gaining for you. And I will tell you that ultimately, I don't think she rebelled for the county of Armagnac. That just fell to me because my brother held it directly, meaning that as soon as he lost all privilege to hold land in Armagnac to begin with, he lost the entirety of it. Now, it is of course true that she fought for it, but again, I do want to highlight that I think at the end of the day, she came for the duchy rather than for this county, and it is only just if Conde Fernando Anfoses, now I think one of our most respectable, servants, I think that it is only right if he gets some more rewards, in this case Armagnac. We have strengthened the internal hierarchy quite significantly. Another thing that I would want to highlight, as we are currently being besieged in Carcassonne, is that this is one of the things where I will say I get why they did it when it comes to gameplay, but I have to completely disagree with the fact that it is in to begin with. Now, we have very angry peasants, and this happens. Believe me, angry peasants existed throughout history, of course. We have a popular opinion of minus 33. Minus 33. And minus 29 come from the fact that I have been waging offensive wars. Now, if you haven't, really taken inventory about this, this will happen every time that you, as a religion that isn't aggressively minded, that you are at war in an aggressive war. You can see it right here as well, offensive wars minus 29. Now, I get it to a degree with the vassals. That is something that, shouldn't surprise you too much, although it has to be said that historically speaking, basically every year was a campaigning season. It would change, as time went on, as for example the Saxons had been completely diminished by the Carolingians, but ultimately, and this is something that must be highlighted, the peasants wouldn't be angry because I am waging war. It is in fact my duty to wage war, and it is their duty, well, not the peasants' duty, but the free man's duty. The depiction, of course, of levies is also highly incorrect, but what really angers me more about the fact, and anger is a very strong word there, more what I mean is the fact that this offensive war isn't something that made peasants rebel. This isn't something that ever really occurred, and yet it is so common in this game. The majority, and this is something that I'm taking from Chris Wickham, you may have heard of him if you are somewhat into the medieval history studies. Chris Wickham is of the absolute, he's absolutely convinced of the fact that the primary reasons that anybody would rebel when it comes to peasant rebellions is primarily the sneaking end of free rights and the introduction of serfdom and so on. And now we haven't really changed anything. In fact, you can't actually introduce serfdom when it comes to the relationships of your peasants to you. This is something that is just assumed based on feudalism, and yet again, one of the things where I'm like, I get why you implemented it, the offensive war negative, the malus, it basically counters you, it balances you, but man, that's not why peasants rebelled. I hope sooner rather than later we will get some freedom when it comes to handling peasants, but for the moment, I think that my troops and Conde Zentula Lopez, we realize we need to free Carcassonne, so we're going to go down there and deal with that. Let me just take a look here. We can imprison some people. I'm not going to bother with this just yet, although Zentulo may sooner rather than later land in prison indeed. We can read some biographies, that's fine. Let's get rid of this. Ansa de Vizcaya can marry. She is my cousin, 22 years of age. She is, of course, the daughter of the court physician and court tutor of this court. And I could be marrying her to somebody. I would like an influential marriage. It wouldn't really matter for us, but it may matter for her. And she has been punished enough by God as is. At least I would say so. I could marry you. You know what? I kind of like a marriage that is fairly local. I see a bunch of people here that, are in the regions to our west and south. So basically Iberia. We could try. No, you are married. Are you all married? I believe you are. Okay. Let's try maybe somebody down here. Just an alliance. It won't be an alliance for me, but it should strengthen our bonds nonetheless. You know what? While I was looking to find a good pair for her, or a good pairing, I thought, you know what, Ansa de Vizcaya, you are somebody that is very studious. You are a person that really understands the ways of God, or at least tries to understand them, and isn't afraid of seeking for it. You're shy, fickle, and callous. I will not be pushing, I will not be forcing you to do this, but I will ask you, would you like to take the vows? Would you like to join my brother and attempt to live a good life, life within a monastery. Let's see whether she says yes. Either way, again, we are going for the rebels right there. Your suggestion for me to uproot my entire life and scurry off to some isolated monastery is ludicrous. I'm happy where I am, and I have no plan to change that. I mean, I understand that, I respect that, and I will find a partner for you next time. Once, you know, a couple of years have passed. Maybe once the war's over, actually. Quite satisfied. Catalina has been asking me for a toy boat for a long time, and I told her I would get one for her in 3 months if she studied more. What did she do? She responded that she was fine with her current dedication to her studies, reward or no reward. You know what? I mean, fair enough, Catalina. What can I say? Fair enough indeed. Are you still learning a language, by the way? I don't think he is. Why aren't you learning a language? That actually is a good question. Shouldn't you be learning a language? What about you? Oh, neither of you are learning languages. I thought I said that. I could have sworn that I said this last time. But here we are, I guess. We're making it work. You do not count as my co-tutor, right? That is why we have an issue there. Anyway, let's win this fight. Let's win this struggle. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. They are, after all, merely peasants, and that is exactly how it went as well. Now with the peasants out of the way, or mostly out of the way, let's see whether we can't challenge Bianna to a direct fight here. I hope that we can do it. They might not even see me coming properly. Oh no, they are moving. But we are catching them. Oh, we caught 500 of them. That has to hurt. Yeah, we are having a very successful campaign, and we are not involved, which is rare. This is one of the first times that that is happening for one of our rulers. We captured Raymond Berenguer. He is a vassal right there. He is a pretty good knight, I have to tell you. Listen, I do respect knights. I do respect knights. I'll keep you here, and I might simply ask you to join me later on. Let's take care of the rest of the rebel. Oh, and there's even more up there. I hope we can just call it a day here. Come on, just beat the hell out of him. Just get him out of here. And what do we have here? Kebab? I'm not entirely certain. I was given some kebab as a present. This strange spice is said to come from the islands to the east of Hindustan. Many learned men say that it has two main purposes. One, to ward off demons and other sort of malevolent spirits, and two, to increase one's fertility. The learned men and cooks of the court know of ways to bring about one or the other, but not both. Right, so this is an event from Viet and or Rise. I will use it to enhance my sexual prowess, or I wish to make use of its evil fighting abilities. I'll be honest with you, I do think that the second one is immediately much more important to us. We currently do not have a wife. We are, of course, romancing Fakio, but fewer sons is the solution here, I feel. Could I educate him? Man. Could I educate him? Surely. I am currently taking care of 2 of my children, but I would like to spend some time with Piares, cough, who may be my son. Historical context. Piper cubeba, better known as cubeb, is a spice related to a pepper that is mostly grown in Java and Sumatra. From there, it spread to China and the Middle East in the early medieval period and reached Europe by the late medieval era. And apparently, it was seen as being repulsive to demons. Well, that is good. We get some piety, we get some intrigue. You know what? Absolutely. We do seem to be interested in food. You know, we have seen that earlier with the berries, and we're seeing it here as well. And where are you running? You're running to the other side of France. You are kidding, right? These sons of guns. We will have to challenge them, no doubt about it. Can I just... Here you go. And Conde Zentulo became my alferes. Isn't that my marshal? It is. Who did he kick out there? I really wish we could see a history. Wasn't that his brother? Wasn't that Piares? I don't think so. He wasn't fired from the council. It may have been... Yes, it was Fernando. Huh. Okay, Zentulo. Oh, right. Piares is still here. Zentulo, you are now on the council. I am not a fan of you doing that, and I think I should get rid of you. But we'll see about that. Let's just... my god. Yeah, this peasant rebellion, I really hope that they enjoy their time in France, but come on, you're peasants. You shouldn't be running out over there. Salt in the wound. While I was at the market with Lope, his attention was caught by a criminal chained in the pillory. Lope watched him for a while. When he did nothing but cough and beg for water, Lope rolled his eyes and kept on walking. You're a just man, to be fair, he deserves nothing but disdain from you. See, this is one of those things, again, it is very good that CK3 handles it in the way where it doesn't just give them your trait, which is just. Instead, it says it could interpret, or the child could interpret your words a bit differently. A criminal deserves nothing but disdain from you. I mean, a just person might say that. No child, bring the poor man the water he asks for. I don't think we would say that. I think I would say he deserves nothing but disdain because he is a criminal and this is justice. But then my child says that means I can be an outright prick towards them. which of course wasn't the message that I was trying to give at all. That does sound like the classic misunderstanding of a child, and you want a white piece. Oh boy. If you think you're getting a white piece, then you haven't been listening, and you have now arrived down there as well. Okay, so we can beat them, then we can beat the rebels, and we can finally go on. And you learned Provençal. Oh, that is very nice. My younger son actually learned Occitan as well. I'm very, very happy about this. I have been arguing with myself. I've seen comments as well. If we were to realistically found a hybrid culture, which language would they speak? This generation, Asnar's generation, all of them have basically been growing up learning Yuscal and learning Provençal as well. But his father very much didn't even speak anything but Basque as much as he tried. We had no luck with Prince Lope at all. So I'm thinking that when it comes to the court, we probably still very much speak Euskara, meaning we are speaking the language of the Basques and would probably keep that if we actually were to change our culture. And I thought about it, because in this sort of thing, you need to have one aspect at the very least of each culture. We would either have the language or the heritage, and I think we're actually going to go with a Francy heritage. I'm going to do that because the rights that we would be picking up, chivalry, chanson de geste, and parochialism, would be much more common, much more adequate for the situation that we have here. We are no longer mountaineers. I actually really want to keep this one. I like marital ceremonies. You know what? Maybe we'll see. Either way, I do think we're leaning into a proper hybrid between Occitan and, of course, Euskara. So we're going to be seeing the result whenever we get to that. It might not even be with this character, but still, it is very much interesting to me. We can have a guardian for Azibella de Comminges. What are you currently learning? You're doing learning, right? I will go ahead and roll the die as you do. And we got a 5, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you actually stay with learning. Fair enough. If that is the case, I will have you educated, as odd as it sounds. Ooh. I could have her educated. Oh, I can't have her educated. I have to make an offer, right? You know, Azibella, listen, you're not her child. You're my proper child, but I will still send you. I will still send you to my lover, because I trust her. She is a man of the cloth, and I think you're going to go and come along great. At least I hope so. Answer de Vizcaya can marry, right? Answer, you're still here. I could just send you off, you know. Herbert Carling, excuse me, who are you? It is a very niche form, a very niche section of the Carling family, it seems. It stems from Kuhn's Herbert. And he is the grandson of Roi Bernard. That is long before our time. This one in 818. Nonetheless, that doesn't mean it's a bad marriage. It would kind of justify our house turning towards the northeast, towards the Carlings. It is a very distant cousin, but I say why not, right? This could long-term be a connection to the Carlings that we need, and that we need especially should we actually get a Carling king that is hostile towards a refounded Aquitaine. Those are the things that we are thinking about. We are a very diplomatic ruler, and trying to sort of sway the Carlings into our direction sounds like a good thing, right? I gladly accept your marriage proposal. Yep, that is perfect. We are not married. I'm not married, and I will not be married. That is as simple as it is. Let's take out the rebels, and then let's try to finish the war against Auvergne. Joffrey, your time is done. See you in hell. Get out of here. Again, it is not actually very logical that these folks are simply rebelling because I am at war, doing war service for freemen in the Carolingian era, and then for proper men-at-arms in the later eras was very normal and very much desired, because this was the duty of a lord. It's not the peasants that actually would be going out there to, you know, wage war. That's not something that actually occurred in these periods. And there you go, we are winning this war, of course, as well. So yeah, basically I'm just saying that I think these rebellions should primarily happen if I disrespect the peasants, if I disrespect their rights, and if I try to take some away. Louis here died. I have to be honest with you, I'm not certain who you were. Educator. Conde Asnar's educator. Oh, now I understand. My youngest son. Asnar has no... Oh no, he has a guardian yet again. Okay, that's fine. I mean, sure, you can do that. He perished. She won a war. Oh, she actually won a war. Oh, that is nice. What was this war? She went against the Kutamites, and he won. Right, yes. I believe he, Albarracin. Yeah, okay, so she defended herself. Very, very good. I like it. Acquaintance taken prisoner. Already free, so it doesn't actually matter. We have low control, of course. And a faction was created against me. Tunis Mart of Poitiers. An independence faction. Oh, that will not gain any traction. Everybody deserves to be in this realm, okay? Yeah, as I said, I would be very interested if they actually went and made it so that you can interact with the peasants on the basis of basically trying to push them into serfdom. Serfdom was not a natural occurrence in feudalism. Again, this is why feudalism differed so significantly in these regions. For example, up in these Saxon areas, serfdom was not a thing for the longest of time. And that isn't reflected in the game at all. We could call an ally, it does not actually matter. We have, of course, two people that expect a position in court. Condescentulo. I think I will help him find the door quite soon. He currently pushed himself into that position, but yeah, after this war's over, I will show you my fury for trying to kill my brother. That is, of course, completely unacceptable. We could just siege all of this, but I'll be honest with you, I think we're just gonna intervene over there. I hope that they keep sieging, but I doubt it. You demand an artifact. Ah, it's Mart. The lady that is also in the independence faction. She would like to have the magnifying glass back. I could say yes. I mean, honestly, of course I've been using it, but sure. Oh, I declined. Okay, you know what? I pressed the wrong button. You know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna send it to you. You can still dislike me. That is fine. I deserve that. I accidentally pressed that button. Now let's go. Let's beat them up. I think that may even be the end of that war. And the dynasty had changed. Oh. Erege Eneco II for Tunes of Navarra is no more. He died of old age, and now his son indeed, Erege Fortune II, is in power. Already 55 years of age as well. I am the leader of this dynasty, but I could try to challenge him for the artifact. He would probably say no. He would lose prestige, I would gain it. And I'm actually missing prestige, I see. Right, okay, so I wouldn't be gaining it. It would be returned to me. I'm just gonna say, I request that you return the family banner to me. And he seems to be rather willing to do that. Maybe at this point, Navarra has accepted that there is one dominating force that is our family. And they live north of the Pyrenees. It is not Navarra anymore. Those days are over indeed. Yeah, this battle should be pretty good. We maimed the ruler of Vienna. Wow. Available perks. Let's take a look at this real quick. I will take Accomplished Forger just because I do want to finish off towards Diplomat. I think that is absolutely adequate for the ruler that we are. The Law of Language. Ruling the multicultural Principate of Basconiaco comes with its own set of challenges. Foreign subjects often feel alienated when they cannot speak their native tongue in court, breeding resentment. My vassal, Kunis Mart, suggested I could significantly improve relations with my Francois subjects by learning to speak their language alongside my own. You know what? I will be learning the language. I'm a diplomatic man. I would like... I will not hire a tutor. I think we're already good. I will try to learn it, yes. Wait, you can learn it instantly? You're kidding. Oh, okay. I will hire a tutor to learn it instantly. Did I learn it? I don't think I did. Or maybe the event hasn't been concluded yet. Either way, that is a stress level and a half here, I think. I'm going to apparently do nothing. I can't cope right now. Let's just finish this war first for starters here. There you go. Basconiaco is looking better than ever. I'm going to ask His Holiness, of course, for some more money so that we can actually found the Kingdom of Aquitaine. Let me just quickly go over to the other screen there. I can also... Let's take a look at this. So, Munya. You need a guardian, and you, most importantly, need to have determined which you will learn. You have a 2, so that is... that actually means intrigue. You will learn intrigue, and I will, of course, see whether I can't get you a good teacher in that field. Yumino Anses of Viscaria. He is... a very important character in our court as well, of course. Wait a minute, is he? Oh, did they... No, he's still at my court. Emma, weren't you at my court? At some point. I swear that they had court roles. Wasn't he my court physician? Or am I... Oh. Wow, there are too many hideous people. Well, ugly people. I thought it was Anso. It's because they both... He is Anso Anotes and he's Yimeno Anses. Alright, you know what? You are pretty good at this. Do we have anybody else? Nah, this is fine. This also fairly stays in the family. Not at all, of course. He's the son of him. Man, this lineage may have been a mistake. They're all ugly as sin, and I can't even tell them apart. I can create the Kingdom of Aquitaine, of course, in time. I could usurp Toulouse, but I have other plans for that, I think, once we are a king. For the moment... I will simply try to let things calm down. We had a lot of strife, especially internally, and that cannot do. You know what? Let's see through this last bit of strife. I could denounce him as well, but I believe he already is a criminal. Indeed, he is. I'm going to try to imprison him. He is going to say no. And after that, I consider the internal realm cleared up. Let's gather my troops just in case he refuses the call. Justice does not wait for you. And your nonsense of trying to murder my brother will not be tolerated. I have considered your plight, and you have decided to give me money. Thank you very much. I'm marching on Bigorra, and quite frankly, we can just march the way we are. We just need to lay siege to it. We will be completely fine. My daughter learned a language, Provençal. You love to see it. What else could you learn? Francois. Yeah, that actually is a great choice. Did you learn your language yet? Nope, he did not. Alright, yeah, let's siege. Let's win and let it be a lesson to you. The lure of language, incomprehensible. Despite many weeks of study, I just cannot get a solid grasp of the Francois language. I have learned some words, but the grammar, the phrasing, they continue to elude me. I can't imagine this is productive. Right, I could keep trying. My time is better spent. You know what, let's keep trying. If I've learned anything about this dynasty, then that learning a language, or rather trying to learn a language, and utterly failing is one of the staples. You won a war. I think this was an independence war. That is excellent. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. You started learning a language. Indeed, I gave you that mission. Enemy ally joins war. Doesn't matter anymore. Wait a minute, does it? Oh, yeah, it does. Wait a minute. You joined this war, but you are a barony. Huh. Isn't that fascinating? You're down there. Wow. Alright, good luck. That will not go over well, I can promise you this. And you are trying to install somebody else. Ida. It's not you. Who are you trying to install onto the throne? See, we don't really have much resistance. Look at all these people that can't join factions. They're children. She is my mother. She's allied. We are lovers, for example. He is also an ally. We are in a pretty good spot. And by the way, now that he is rebelling, Conde Fernando Anfoses, welcome back to the council. That is where you belong after all. Let's take down this traitor. I will teach him a lesson. Quite frankly, I might actually revoke his title. And I would love it if I could give Lope... I can't give Lope land, right? As soon as he became a monk. Yeah, he cannot... Oh, he just can't inherit titles. I might just make this... Do we have a... Oh, we don't actually have a church there. If we had a church there, I think I would have simply given him that location. Right? You just give him that to him, have one more theocratic vassal. It would be in line with everything that we have. Either way, I don't think I can do it. Toil and hard work. Work hard and you can master everything. Diligent. I don't think I would see this as a negative trait. This is absolutely outstanding. And Lope is becoming just. He responded that the sentence was far too harsh for such a small crime. Certainly. In this case, far too harsh. If my just person says it was so, then so it was indeed. What are the Anglo-Saxons doing down here? My god. Ooh. Right, you're defending Italy in the rebellion for Berengar's claim. Interesting. And I failed yet again. Oh my god. As loath as I am to admit it, I just don't think I will ever master the Francois language. I've tried and tried, but failed to make any progress. I must accept that. Jesus, our characters are terrible at this. And if I'm not mistaken, his traits actually... I mean, technically, it wasn't me really learning that language, but if I'm not mistaken here... Isn't there a modifier here that lets you learn languages? Yeah, oh, right, this just gives you more language learn scheme options. I think what I'm going to do is, I will dive into learning a language. First of all, I will say, hey, my Pope, you have been very proactive when it comes to aiding me. I will attempt to learn your language. Now, secondly, we do already speak the languages of the Yoskal and the Occitan people, but Katala. Oh, you actually speak the same languages. We could try to go for the Romance... Yeah, we could try to go for our Iberian cousins down here. You know what? I would like to impress Rey Adelfonso IV. He has been a pretty good person all around. Contributed in one of my wars, of course. I love the guy. I would love to learn your language as well. Let's do our best here. French does indeed seem like that possibility is. That it's interesting to see. We only rebelled because we embarrassed us in the court of a French... king. We embarrassed us and we were embarrassed by him, and then we still can't even learn the basic language. My son has learned Provençal. That is, of course, as it should be. Why don't you try to learn Francois. Now, I sadly failed to do it. And speaking of failed to do it, first of all, let me take a look at this. We do have this. We have the Vasconia dynasty banner. That is, of course, excellent. Why can't I go and confess? Oh. You have modified a disturbing confession. This character is openly confessed some disquieting things. So until 928. That is going to take a bit. But I do need to get that stress level down. It is not looking good. Our recent rulers have all been incredibly stressed. I mean, ruling this large of a piece of land with so many people that don't even speak your language, your first language anyway, that is, of course, disastrous. Did he die? What happened here? Why are you no longer on the council? Conde Piares is imprisoned by my mother. Wait a minute. Oh. Oh my god. My mother is an absolute beast. She legitimately... She conquered Armagnac for me, and to be fair, on a gameplay level, she definitely was also a bit upset with me that I kept it and didn't give Armagnac to her, but now she's taking it anyway. Do I really want this war? I mean, would I go against my mother? See, I was about to proclaim maybe I should just say, hey mother, you should stop this vassal war, but at the same time, it's my mother. You know what? I will try. If she asks for something in return, I will definitely abide by it, but I know that this weakens me, technically speaking, because I inherit her titles, but I will tell you right now that, Catalina, mother, I beg you to lead peace and bring peace into this realm that we have established. It is very important. Oh, and we did just finish this war as well. I will, of course, obey your wisdom. While my course is just, I will give it up for now, for the good of the realm. Alright, so this ends in a white peace. I'm a big fan. This should mean, as soon as he comes out of prison again, I can make him spy master. You are not going to go there. I'm going to put you here for the moment. That should be okay. Right, let's take a look at this. I captured Jimeno Amazindis de Bean. He is the firstborn son, the only born son, actually, of Conde Zentulo. I will simply peace you out. You go into my prison, and then we'll see what we do from here. I can't revoke your title, of course. I could modify... Could I modify it? Let me see. I do think I could modify it in a way where title revocation would work, even without tyranny, but I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Conde Zentulo Lopez, your son, he's shy, calm, and generous. He's a good man. It's just that you, Zentulo Lopez, have lost my mercy. I will not grant you a pardon, quite the opposite. I will banish you. May you never return. I think this is the just action here. The family keeps it, but it is Jimeno Amazindis de Bean that will now rule it rather than his father. And this leaves us in a much stronger position, all things considered. Right, let's see here. Are you still in my mother's prison? I think you are. Do we have anybody else in my prison still? Oh yeah, we do. Right, can't sell you, but I don't want a child in my prison either. You know what? No, you can go free. You're a low-born child belonging to Gomez. Yeah, you can go free. Aliénor de Rovignan, you have been here for 10 months. That is quite some time, I would say. Anybody want to pay for your freedom? No, just a weak hook. I'm gonna just let you go. You're not very special. You're not somebody that I really need around, and you are the peasant leader. You know what? Justice, if you have done something, is that you shall... Oh, come on. This is... Oh, he doesn't technically... Wait, no, he does count as a criminal. This shouldn't... This is justice. This shouldn't give me... Oh, game. Come on. Okay. Well, in that case, I will simply let you go. You know what? Just get out of here. That's okay. Raymond Berenguer, I don't remember. He didn't really do anything against me. I think he just served another lord, and with that, I will also release you. We are just... We are good, and never forget it. You hear me? That is one of the primary things I think that our lord can identify with. Learning vernacular is hard. Really hard. I feel like there's no more room in my head. It's full. As soon as one word enters my mind, another one falls into the abyss of forgetfulness. I struggle with every lesson. I'm making no progress whatsoever. Perhaps I need a break? I do need a break. You know what? Listen, I'm already stressed out. I will take that break. I'm not diligent. I am somebody that knows when to take breaks, so we shall do that. Right, you have been banished, as it should be. Or just looks differently, no, but that is still correct. I will go and confess immediately as soon as this modifier ends. We desperately need some relaxation. What else is going on? I could lawfully imprison her. I could get an alliance with him. Why could I do this? Is it just... He is married to somebody of House Toulouse. they don't come from my family at all. I'm not entirely certain why I can get this alliance. Maybe one of your sisters is married to one of my relatives, but it really doesn't seem that way. I mean, I'll take the alliance. Don't get me wrong here. I will absolutely have a more stable internal realm. This is one of the big topics. It could have just been my negotiate alliance option here, but I'm not sure. Demand council position. Okay. Greetings, my liege. Henceforth, naturally, this writes your debt to me. Right, so you are now on the council. You want to be on the council, and quite frankly, Conde Piares, you will be returning onto the council. I have nothing against that. That prompt obviously was a bit broken. He said, please reinstitute me after your mother imprisoned me. I think he should like me as well, right? Because I told my mother to stop it. Is it somewhere here? I can't spot it. That is very odd. Either way, we did help him, and he was a good counselor until up to that point. So I'm not going to act in any hostile way. There's just no motivation. You know, sometimes there is a huge motivation for you to be in a very hostile manner, gameplay-wise, but I don't think that is the case here. And you know what? I've been thinking about this. We really do need to get rid of both of these. Oh, and you are allied to Swithioth. Yeah, this complicates many things. Konungr Rotbjart of Knutsson, or Knutsson of Swithioth. Ah, and Yimeno is now on... Are you kidding me? Did you just fire... Who did you fire? You can't keep firing each other all the time. You have to stop firing each other all the time. Please, I beg you. I mean, listen, I will take this council. We are, of course, now with Conde Fernando and Fozes immediately again fired. But I need these two. I need these two to advise me. That's just the way it is. Yeah, the dynasty here in the south, very influential, as you can see. House Béarn really wants to make it clear that they are part of this family and that they determine, you know, what the future of the realm will be. At the very least, they will do their best. Countries with low county control, of course. We are still improving Carcassonne. We'll get there in time. We will get there in time. Now, let's go and confess. Few things bring such release and freedom as a confession. By voicing my secrets and faults, I can calm my mind. I've gathered the court today because I have something to confess. Oh, no. Oh. Right, it actually gives out actual secrets. It gives out actual genuine secrets of your character. I've gathered the court today because I have something to confess. I have intimate relations with Episcopa Fakio. A shocked murmur spreading throughout the room does nothing to hamper my relief. I feel so much lighter. I'm now a fornicator. I have acted sinfully, meaning that I now have lost a level of piety. I assume that you disliked me at the very least a little bit more. Let me ask you, does that mean that my child, indeed, yeah, okay, so everybody can think to themselves, Piares Fakirs is probably his son, but they can't prove it. Now, I could legitimize him, but I'm not going to do that right now. Listen, we might do all of that. I do think it feels good that everybody now knows of Fakir, but currently, Piares is still a secret, and it should remain this way. I could see, it's interesting, if I revoke her title, I'm pretty sure that I could then marry her. Because at that point, she would be available for marriage, but... Man, me announcing that? That surprised me as the player, but then again, it's exactly what my character would do, is temperate, just, and trusting. He is a person that thinks it's not a bad thing. This is Romans, this is what I have been taught. My mother just stands on the side next to my throne thinking, my god, why did I have to support this kid and not the other one? And oh wow. I guess there it goes. You inherited the Condado of Labrie and one other title from Condessa Catalina Garcies of Labrie. I also inherited the Jet Latin necklace, the ceramic tankard, the worn language manual, and, my god, small religious carving. Our mother has died of old age. She turned depressed. She was improvident. She did everything to push my power forward. And yet my justice instinct came in and said, I ask you to stop this. I ask you to not be further aggressive in my lands. And I guess that gave her the rest. When I then committed to the idea of having an affair, and probably a child, with Episcopa Fakio, that was just too much for her. Now my nephew, Conde Gil Alvarez, is in control of 3 counties. I'm completely at peace with that, I think. Could I educate you? I mean, I still have my own children, but I'm thinking about this. I might just want to take care of some of the children in my vassal's territory, because there are, of course, plenty of them. Look at that, Conde Gil Alvarez, then we have right here Ramiro, and we have Conde Aznar. Very interesting. So Gil Alvarez inherited these, and he does have claims on everything. My mother is gone. My stress level isn't exactly low anymore now, is it? We're gonna use all of these, I guess. Jet Latin necklace. You know what? I might just gift this. But then again, a necklace, even for men, or especially for men in this period, were quite common and very beloved, I think. Ceramic tankard. A simple, modest cup for drinking made of ceramic material by Yuskal artisans. Surely its owner must also be of a humble temperament. That does fit me. A worn language manual, also definitely something that we do want. And small religious carving. This is a small but intricate Christian-style carving of a cross. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. My wife died to her wounds because she struggled so much in our name. My mother did everything in my name as well, and in the end I come out with this huge revelation that I am actually not adhering to her advice, that I am actually a bit more, you know, well, richer when it comes to the activities that I do in my private time. I feel like I disappointed both of these NPCs, and I don't mean this on a character level, I mean this on a personal level. Well, either way, you can't always help everybody. Ooh, look at that. You, I think, might be getting conquered here. At least you seem to be sieged down. Not much has changed. I think in the next episode... No, not at all in the next episode. In this episode, because she died, I just inherited enough money. Oh my. I think in the next episode, we will found the Kingdom of Aquitaine. Let's do it in the next episode, but I think we're already well on our way. I will see you later, alligator.